First, we're going to look at some big-name candidates in the American League. And I think in the American League, this is where it's kind of completely up for grabs. Chris Archer, what a year he's had with his slider. He's been unbelievable. Just had 10 strikeouts the last time we saw him. Sonny Gray, slight guy, but Sonny Gray still gets it done. We know how much Cliff loves the Dallas Keuchel.
Said it too much today. I'm got to get off that. Get off Dallas a little bit.
And how about Chris Sale has an opportunity for double-digit strikeouts for an 8th consecutive game. Only Pedro Martinez has done that. Now we flip over to the National League. And even though there's some great names up there, we're going to talk a little bit more about Garrett Cole, Zach Greinke. I mean, if you can have an underrated season and be the caliber player that Zach Greinke is, it's kind of what he's having. Look at the ERA there, 1.58. Shelby Miller, Braves picked him up in a trade with the Cardinals for Jason Hayward, the big principals there. Matt Scherzer's last 3 starts have just been absolutely off the hook. So, D-Roll, give me your guy. Give me your starter here for the American League.
The American League was so tough. All 4 of those guys should walk out to the mound in the top or bottom half of the first, and that they get to decide who starts the game. I truly believe that because they're all deserving. Sonny Gray was my initial pick, but when I dove into the numbers a little bit, and the fact that I was traded for this guy at one point in my career, Chris Archer gets the ball to start for the American League. Second in all of Major League Baseball in strikeouts. And a stat that I always look at is opponent batting average against. He's 4th in baseball. He's got one of the most devastating slider, slurve, curves. I don't even know what it is. It's unhittable. And then for the National League, hands down. I know Garrett Cole's been great, Shelby Miller. Max Scherzer gets the ball. He's the best pitcher in the game for me. And not only that, I just absolutely love watching him go about his craft. And as the game progresses, he's bouncing off that mound. He's getting fired up. He's got those boys feeling it in D.C.
Yeah, you know what? I'll go with the same guy in the National League with Max. I mean, it's actually, it's not a closed case because of the guys you mentioned. You look at some. Cole. Garrett Cole has been phenomenal. Yeah. You look at some of these guys in the National League. Max is the guy. But over in the American League, I struggle with it. Of course, I'm going to go say his name again. America, Dallas Keuchel. But I think when you look at going into the season, you A.J. Hinch, and you're going, I got a bunch of guys. Somebody has to step up. Look at those numbers on the right side of the screen, and you tell me he hasn't stepped up and made these guys a contending type of team. You need a guy, whether it be your ace or not, you need a guy like Dallas Keuchel to come on the scene and emerge as a star, and then everybody else follows suit. And now they look at Dallas Keuchel and how he handles himself in conversations, on television, and how he handles himself in just going out on the mound and doing what he has to do. I mean, to me, he should start the game. And you have a ton of guys, as you mentioned, D-Roll, a ton of them.
You really do.
I mean, it's just, you're putting your hand in the hat and you pull out one of them.
Sonny
pretty good.
Deserving.
Oh, no, absolutely, no doubt. But back to Keuchel, you talk about batting average against being a stat that you really respect.
Yeah, I look at that.
But how about Keuchel? He has 2 shutouts and got another complete game in the mix as well. What about a pitcher who goes a distance as well?
Absolutely. And it's funny. It's just different. It goes to show you there's a couple different ways to skin a cat out there. Max Scherzer's power personified, same as Garrett Cole. And this guy's more late life. We talk about exit velocity with StatCast. Dallas Keuchel's tops in the big leagues, one of the top 5 guys in the big leagues. Guys do not barrel this guy up, so it screams to his ability to manipulate both sides of the plate with some late movement.
Yeah, it's going to be fascinating conversations as we head up to the All-Star game coming up in Cincinnati.